What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Live on screen here is Project Veritas's Twitter following. You see there, just ticked right below 1.254991989. Oh, it got a couple followers. Okay, those must be Russian bots. I am going to tell you right now, I've never seen an implosion like this in my life. Project Veritas should effectively change its name to the Lincoln Project Veritas. They are so disgraced. They are losing and hemorrhaging followers. Why? Well, because the idiotic, and best I can call it is suicidal, board of directors decided to take a national treasure, a man who is beloved by not only his followers, but also respected by federal agents, to Pfizer, to journalists everywhere that wish they had the balls of James O'Keefe. They took James O'Keefe and they decided to try and stage a hostile takeover of James's own company. And then they effectively removed James from the board, removed James from his position, and then forced James to resign, which he did yesterday in a video that we played for you in its entirety. Here's a small clip of it.
Even so, as a former board member told me 10 years ago, Project Veritas will never be stopped from the outside. It will only be because we stopped ourselves, right? I'll get to that too in a minute. Prophetic as it may be, that is exactly where we find ourselves in the situation today. A situation where I've been stripped of my authority as CEO and removed from the board of directors. I bet you didn't know that. I'll get to that in a minute. Contrary to what public statements may say.
So public statements have been lies. James O'Keefe brought the receipts.
Now, Friday, February 3rd, a board member reached out to one of our journalists and stated, quote, "You get a raise if there is a restructure without James O'Keefe at Project Veritas." I have a copy of the text message, and I'll give it to all of you. I redacted the name of the journalist. The board member deleted the message, but not before our journalist took screenshots. Good job, journalist.
So this was clearly the board staging a violent coup against James O'Keefe for an organization that he started. And that's why Project Veritas' social media numbers look like this. That's minus 250,000 followers in one day, 24 hours. I've never seen anything like it. The lying, duplicitous Project Veritas board of directors released this pithy statement last night. James O'Keefe decided to remove his belongings from Project Veritas headquarters. The board of management made numerous attempts to contact him and have a conversation, blah, blah, blah. Here's a few examples of why we were very upset. They spent money on a charter flight. That's normal when you have enough money as a nonprofit, especially if you're doing important work. They spent money to entertain young people who follow Project Veritas. They spent money to take black cars while taking down Pfizer. They spent thousands of dollars on equipment. Makes your blood boil. I mean, really does. Makes your gut turn reading this kind of stuff. Whew, man. So they're going after James O'Keefe essentially for taking Ubers and for putting on entertaining events, of which we've been to, and they were very entertaining. So this isn't working out great for Project Veritas. The original chair of Project Veritas, Francisco Gonzalez is his name. This current board is trash. What's going on with this board? They need to hand the organization back over to its founder, James O'Keefe. He built it in his parents' basement. The current board are a bunch of trust fund babies and frauds. They're getting destroyed. I knew James O'Keefe well before this. He was there at Project Veritas. Other than knowledge, experience, wisdom, and impact, hasn't changed over 18 years. Same guy, same heart. The original chairman of the board at PV, I call on all current board members to resign and hand the organization back to him. He is the founder. He built it from scratch. He did nothing wrong, and no one should take it away from him. Steve Bannon echoing the exact same sentiment, saying that all members of the Project Veritas board are banned from War Room.
O'Keefe, get the lawyers to send some rockets over there today and put these guys on notice. I'm going to sue you for everything in the world. And guess what? Your insurance companies are not going to back it up. This is going to be personal.
1 minute remaining, Steve. You said some of the board members are no longer welcome on War Room. What do you mean by that?
All of them, none of them. Tiramon, the whole crowd, zero, dead to us, never come back, ever, ever, ever. Just ridiculous. It's unconscionable what went on here. Unconscionable for our movement and for the nation at large. James O'Keefe is a national treasure, full stop.
So the person that he was mentioning there, Matthew Timmerand, is also getting himself canceled because of this action. The New York Young Republicans Club, of whom has Matthew Timmerand as an advisor. Matthew Timmerand also allegedly the person who staged this coup against James O'Keefe. O'Keefe is a close friend of the club. Timmerand serves as a member of the club's board of advisors pending the outcome of an internal investigation to be conducted by our board of governors. Matthew Timmerand will be suspended from his role. This guy is a regular on Steve Bannon's show. He's now kicked off of Steve Bannon's show. He's banned. He's now been banned from the Young Republicans Club of New York here, according to Vish Burra. Why? Because James O'Keefe, why would you go after the all-star investigative journalist of our era? Matt Walsh asks this question. According to this, the absolute worst thing James ever did was waste money on a dance party and a trip to get his boat fixed. This justifies removing the face and founder of your organization and one of the most effective visionary leaders of the entire movement. What a joke. Project Veritas board has released its claims. No more innuendo. Donors can decide on their own now. I guarantee you 0 real donors will have any problem with this. But transparency is good. Okay, fine. Swig, who's been doing some of the best reporting on this in the country. Oh no, James O'Keefe took too many Ubers while taking down Pfizer. Absolute effing joke. Transportation is a normal expense for any organization. No one gives an S. People care about results. This is a coup. And everyone's saying this is a coup, including current and former members of Project Veritas. This is Zach Vahoris, who is the Google whistleblower, made famous. Project Veritas company lied to me about what happened to James O'Keefe. They told me this spun out of control because of a fundraising team wanted to call donors and O'Keefe wanted to email them. That's 100% BS. This is a coup. Senator Ron Johnson, on the heels of the Pfizer bombshell from Project Veritas, saying federal health agencies have been captured by Big Pharma and grossly derelict in their duty. It's time for Congress to thoroughly investigate vaccine manufacturers and the entire COVID vaccine approval process. Very smart. Must read. This was from Project Veritas before the James O'Keefe kerfuffle. Members of Congress send joint letters to the FDA, NIH, HHS demanding answers. Troubling claims made by Pfizer's Jordan Walker. This is a Project Veritas video. So you have all these members of Congress here that are signing on essentially to drag in Pfizer for congressional testimony based on Project Veritas journalism, then effectively went and sabotaged James O'Keefe's career and organization for. Look at this. I've never seen an organization commit suicide like this. And that's what they're doing at Project Veritas. The board committed suicide. Effectively. That's what James O'Keefe says.
Currently, I have no job at Project Veritas. I have no position here based upon what the board has done. So I'm announcing to you all that today on President's Day, I'm packing up my personal belongings. I don't have the answers to why they've been doing this or why board members were going directly to employees to collect grievances. But I'm confident that those reasons and motivations will come to light. To borrow an old expression, the public has a right to know what has happened here and why there was a concerted effort to remove me from the organization I founded the same week of our biggest story ever had.
Yeah, you can see James there. Very rarely is James ever emotional, and James was very, very emotional there. What's interesting, too, if you go ahead and follow the logic here, is that they lied. The Project Veritas board lied. So there was a much shared letter from the board of Project Veritas, made up of a bunch of trust fund babies, saying that James was on paid vacation. Don't worry, everyone. James is just on paid vacation. He needs a little time off. He needs a little rest. And now, in the statement from yesterday, they're going back on that and lying. proving that that was a lie and that this is the truth. Contrary to many reports, James was suspended indefinitely pending a resolution of an investigation to clarify which will be needed to provide a third-party investigative audit report. Very poorly written, by the way. So they suspended James without pay from his own company that he founded, the most important journalistic and investigative company in the world right now, Project Veritas. Well, James O'Keefe is Project Veritas. Project Veritas is James O'Keefe. Steve Bannon's right. He should get lawyers. He should sue. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section. America is the greatest country in the world because of people like James O'Keefe and his work to fight corruption, to speak truth to power, not to speak power to truth, which is what the rest of the leftist media does. James O'Keefe is a national treasure. He should sue. We fight alongside with him, and we fight right alongside with you, ladies and gentlemen, for a better America. My name is Benny Johnson. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, base patriots.